Today we are going to be reviewing, not really reviewing, I mean I guess it's somewhat of a review. We were really interested in getting these knives by Binging with Babish. For those of you guys who don't know what Binging with Babish is, or Babish Culinary Universe, it is a YouTube channel created by a guy named Andrew Rae, who is a self-taught chef that does food from TV shows. Like he basically makes real food that doesn't exist. Right? Is that like a good description of that channel?
I mean, he does food that exists too, right? He did like a lot of
yeah, he does like he does have a basics with Babish that he does like, you know, basic cooking technique. But the channel got popular from recreating food from TV show. Anyway, he's a very popular creator. He has over 10 million subscribers now, and he came out with his own set of basics cooking ware. Some of them were knives, and Marius and I decided that we wanted to try them out. I've been using these knives for about a month now. I have been using them for everything. I am not a knife nerd. I am not a professional chef. These knives were not used under any professional circumstances. It's just me prepping for Barfly, so a little bit of light bar prep, and then also in the kitchen at home. Honestly, it took me a while to do this video because I really didn't know how to review a knife, honestly. I don't know, I've used knives a lot in my career, especially in bars and stuff. You definitely use knives. And I cook at home, I guess, but I never really use them to any extent. And so I did a lot of research on these knives. I'm gonna share some of that research with you. Some of it, Marius begged me not to do in this video, but I'm gonna do it anyway. And yeah, I don't know, we'll start with the packaging. The packaging is very nice, right? It's really nice. It's got a nice picture of Andrew Rae on the back here. I just really like I don't know, it's just very nice and sturdy. It feels premium. I'm gonna open up the clef knife actually. So we got every single one of Babish's knives and kind of put them to the test. So the clef knife, it is, I guess, halfway between a cleaver and a chef's knife. That's why, hence clef. Marius and I were really messing with this earlier.
And if you want it to stick in a bar top or a kitchen countertop, it's very easy to do that.
Yes, Marius dropped it onto the countertop by accident and it like stuck in and it went deep in, like almost no effort, which is a testament to the sharpness of these knives. But we're getting a little ahead of ourselves, Marius. I just want to show the blade. I've been using it though, and it's a little gucky. So it's a very nice feeling blade. It's not too heavy. I weighed it. It's 240 grams. You've got like on the blade, it says Babish right here. And then on the other side of the blade, it says German steel 1.4116, which I thought was pretty interesting. I've never seen a knife that prints the type of steel that's used on the blade. And I went to Babish's website to figure out like something about the steel and just sort of like just a few things about how the knife is made or anything. There's absolutely nothing on there. All that's on there is that it just says it's a knife made out of a single piece of high carbon German stainless steel. And then the stainless steel that they use is 1.4116. It says full tang stainless steel. So the tang is actually this little piece right here where the blade meets the handle. And what's really nice about this knife, other than that it's just very nicely balanced and not very heavy, is that when you're chopping, I guess your fingers can like fit into this very nicely, right? So it's just got nice control over the handle.
Is it nicely balanced?
It is. It's nicely balanced. It's a nicely balanced knife. Yeah. Why do you not think so when you held it?
I mean, it's
got a very nice weight to it.
It's like back heavy. The handle is heavier than the blade.
Yes, the blade, which kind of brings me to another thing. Now, again, like I am not a knife expert at all, but the blade feels very thin, like thinner than most knives. And when you like clatter it down on something, it sounds like a piece of tin. Like listen, it sounds kind of tinny, right? Even the thicker edge sounds tinny. Like when we take another knife, let's just take another knife. I mean, I don't know if this is a fair comparison because this is not a chef's knife, but doesn't have that that same ring to it. I don't know if that really matters. It just seems like it's a thinner piece of steel. I will say that I cut some ice with this, and it is my absolute favorite knife to cut ice with. It is just so sharp that you get really nice precision cuts on your ice. Now let's talk about Rockwell Hardness just a little bit. Marius was like, don't get into it. You're not an expert. You're gonna get busted if you get things wrong. Like I said, I'm not an expert, and if I get things wrong, just tell me in the comments below the video. I do wanna talk about Rockwell Hardness because it is very important when it comes to judging how good or bad a blade is. So Rockwell Hardness is a scale that is used to measure how hard a knife is. And it's really important in knives because if your knife is too soft, then it can bend and lose shape very easily. And if your knife is too hard, it becomes too brittle, it can break. The blade will snap. So when you have kitchen knives, you don't want that to happen. Now, the Rockwell Hardness scale isn't just for kitchen knives, it's for all metals. And it's really important, specifically in knives, because if your knife is too soft, it can bend and lose its shape. It also, if it's very soft, it doesn't retain its edge as long as something that's a little harder. But if it's too hard and the metal is too brittle, then it can break and snap the blade. And so you don't want either of those things to happen. So what I found out in all of my research is that a Rockwell hardness of 52 to 68 is the basic range that you will find in kitchen knives. So 52 being the low end, the softest that you want it to be for use as a kitchen knife, and 68 being the high end, really nice hard stainless steel. So high carbon blades are also preferable because carbon makes the steel a little harder and so therefore a little stronger as well. So what I did find out is the metal that they use for these knives is a metal that's mainly used in kitchen knives and then also pharmaceutical blades such as scalpels. It does have a high carbon content and it has a Rockwell hardness of 56, so it's going to be on the low end. What's nice about knowing that is that you know that it's a quality blade, it qualifies as a kitchen knife, but it's not on the high end, and that is reflected in the price. I have not used these knives long enough to know if it's got really nice edge retention. How long can I use this knife before I have to sharpen it again? That's also very important just because if you have to sharpen it professionally a lot, it's going to be expensive. And if you sharpen your own knives, it's just going to be a chore that you're going to have to do more often than not. But for $22, which is what this blade cost, it was a steal. And I think we got all of these blades for like 120 bucks. And I'm gonna just unpack these for you. So this is the Santoku, this is the Santoku knife. This is a little heavier, a little weightier, also very nice. And then he has like a set. So you've got the starter set here. You've got a bread knife. You have a chef's knife, paring knife, and it comes with a knife roll as well. All of this for less than 200 bucks. It's a steal. So I haven't used these guys in my kitchen yet. I have used this guy and I've used this guy, and they were both incredibly sharp. I mean, super sharp. Watch this. I mean, I don't think I've ever used a knife in my bartending career that sharp. Look at that. You want to see something else, Marius?
Are you gonna cut the mid-air thing?
I'm gonna do the mid-air cut. I'm gonna pick up a piece of spent fruit and see if will this cut this in mid-air. You ready?
Yes. Go.
And look at that.
Oh, you did it?
Yeah, oh yeah, and look at it. It's a clean cut. It is like, look at this. That is a clean cut. It is completely all the way straight through. It didn't even warble, like it didn't like wobble as it was cutting at all. It's completely straight.
All right, now we just got to do the old leather shoe test.
Oh, like try and cut a little shoe in half. Yeah. I don't know if this will cut a leather shoe, but my only issue with this knife set is that none of these come with a blade guard. And I think for something this sharp, I want to have like a little one of these guys to put my knife in. I don't know if Andrew Rae is going to ever see this video about his knives. I'm a big fan of the knives though, but I will say that if you do see this, in any other further iterations, maybe it might be a good idea to make a sheath. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what more to say about these knives. Is there anything that I didn't cover, Marius? Anything else that we want to impart on people about the Babish knife set? Other than that, we like them. We're fans. They're very cost effective.
Yeah, no, I think that's it.
I will cycle all of these into my kitchen. So I think that what I should do is use these on a daily basis, figure out how long it keeps its edge. And then when I take it to my knife sharpening guy, I should ask him about like maybe some little bit of details about the sharpening of the blade and how easy it was. And this is not a sponsored video at all. I probably should have said that ahead of time. We bought all of these Babish knives with our own money. They didn't give us anything for free. It's just all for us. All right, I don't know. Yeah, go out and buy some Babish knives. I don't know how to end this video. I guess we just end it.
To end it.